everyone, my name is Yuri from Mouse, and we are back with another track guide. This time we are back, or if you haven't done the special event at Indy for the first time, at Indy. This time just GT3 cars for the GT Sprint series, and this time we have access for the 720S for the lap guide as well. Came out a bit late, it got a bit delayed in week 13, so we didn't have time to test it for the first lap guide for the 6 hours. But now we can drive it, and it's a very nice car on this track. Very nice opportunity to use the new car, if you haven't yet. And let's get into the track guide to see how we get around in this new shiny toy we have. Right, so here we are, end of the lap. We're running race fuel as usual. So it's the first time we get to try out this new McLaren in the GT Sprint series for the lap guides at least. Can shift this car really late. Turn 1 we look at the 400. Keep it tight. That's the same for the left-hander here. Brake earlier than you think, and all the way to the outside here on the exit. Same thing here, you can just run it wide on the exit. Can brake quite late here, a bit after the entrance road. You can cut a lot on the right and left side here. Run all the way up to the grass and maybe even a bit on it. Same for the right-hander here. Look at 300 here to brake. Now we don't have to run all the way wide in the GT3s. Set up for a nice exit. Keep it tight. Car wants to understeer a bit here. And that's the lap around Indy. So here we are, start the lap. Look at what I think is quite nice looking rear end of the car. Turn 1 we want to be close to the wall. Look at the 400 here. Brake slightly before the 400. Make sure to keep it tight on the exit here, and then the inside curb we can clip a tiny bit like here. These big 90-degree curbs, but you want to be close to the edge of it. You don't want to miss them too much. Again, running a tiny bit over it is fine. You don't want to run all the way over the top of it. Then we don't want to run too wide on the exit here. Compromises the entry for the next corner too much. And then same here, if you run too wide on the exit with the left-hander, you can't go on throttle quick enough to have a nice line. Then a very tricky section here. You want to brake very early and not too much, because we're still turning here. A small tap on the brake and then slowly going back on the power as well. Going too quickly will lose the rear of the car. Then we got easy flat out to the chicane here. You can run very wide on the exit. There's no 1x here. So quite a tricky section. We can have a closer look at exactly the inputs when we go to the delta. So we can go to the delta here. We can click on a lap. In this case, would be this lap. And then we go to this section here. So we zoom in like this. We just hold. And as you can see, the braking for turn 1 slowly build off. The more we're turning, the more we can build off. Small tap on the brake for the left hander I use. But then where it's really tricky is turn 3, turn 4. And as you can see, very slowly, because we're still turning again, slowly we're tapping a bit on the brake, not much, not even to 40%, and then again slowly going off the brakes and trying to reduce the speed of the car without losing the rear of the car, because all the weight will go to the front end of the car and that rear will become very twitchy. And then building up the throttle as well. You want to build it up, but not go to 100% immediately, because the rear is struggling for traction while you're still turning. So I built it up to about 70%, hold it there for a tiny bit, and then when I feel like the car's settled, the car's got traction, we can go to 100 and keep it there for the chicane. So that's how we can use Delta to have a closer look. Now we can go back to game. At the back straight. Then we want to brake just after this engine road on the right. You want to keep it far to the right side here. You don't want to start clipping to the inside. Then again, close to this curb here, clipping it a tiny bit is fine, not going over the top of it. You don't want to run all the way to the right side. And then the chicane here on the right side, you can put 2 wheels on the grass without getting the off track. So because we're allowed to do that, you want to do that. If you do too much, you will get an off track. So only just about 2 wheels on the grass is fine. And the same on the left-hander here. You can see the whole car's on the curb, left-hander's on the grass. Not an off track, not a slowdown, but if you do too much, you will get a slowdown. Small tap on the brake here as well. Car all the way over the right side here, left side tires, even tapping the colored curb. Not an off track, not a slowdown. If you do too much, it will be a slowdown. And we go into the last sector of the lap. You want to brake just before the 300. Make sure your car's already lined up close to the wall or at the wall by the time you start braking. And then again, the same on this curb. You can tap it a tiny bit without hitting the top of it. Brake early for the last corner as well. Early, because if we're still braking while we're turning too much here, the rear gets too unstable. Try to hit the apex nicely, which is left side tires close to the grass or even slightly touching the grass. And then try to build up the throttle early without losing the traction. And the last right-hander should be easy flat to finish the lap back to the oval. That's a lap in the new 720S around Indy. Alright, so there we are. Another track guide done. Lovely little track to drive with the new car we have as well. Couple corners where you can lose again a lot of time, so quite important to nail those. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next week for the next lap guide.